Liverpool have gotten an all-star talent for Arne Slot and his philosophy and system. Company, I don't even know what he's gotten. It's just a disgrace. Even worse news to hear about that the Premier League teams are coming knocking course, and somehow Liverpool are the top favorites in the Prem to sign even though they've signed so many other players. I don't know what financial fair play is cooking right now. If we learned anything about Bayern Munich this summer, it's that the board clearly have no idea what they're doing. They're pursuing all types of players, all types of wingers. I mean, we have no real targets. No one has actually wanted to join Bayern, as we all seen. Everyone's making fun of Bayern Munich and their transfers this summer. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on with the board. It's a mess. There's been a serious amount of updates recently with new players. As we all know, Rodrygo, Xavi, Simmons, Vahlt Mod, and much more. And today, Bayern Buddies, the best Bayern duo since robbery, most underrated duo on the internet, are going to be diving deep into these transfers and the new updates, the latest. Let's get right into it. First, let's address Rodrygo. I mean, a big name, huge star, huge price tag, huge wages, all that. We all have seen the clutch performances he's had for Real Madrid over the seasons. Had a little bit of a down season this past season with Madrid, but can you really blame him with how Madrid did this season? Not amazingly overall season for the team. So we all know that we had a little bit of talks with him back in May and whatnot. Bayern have already shown interest in this player, but it seems with Xabi Alonso taking the helm, not really playing him as much, adjusting the squad to his liking, it seems like Rodrygo might be on the out and there might be a chance to swoop in for Bayern Munich, of course. As of recent, Bayern have been looking at him once again, and I mean, his price tag is around 100 million, of course, for a player that stature leaving Madrid. They're going to sell him for that much, and I believe that is definitely worth the money. I mean, we're looking at Luis Diaz for 70 to 80 million. I say just up the price to 100 million and get Rodrygo. Much younger, much more talent to develop into. He's proven on the biggest stages, unlike Luis Diaz, I'd say. In the Champions League, definitely Rodrygo is much more proven. And yeah, I mean, it's worth the money to get into him. I mean, we already lost out on Vahlt, so why not just use that cash we're going to use on Vahlt on Rodrygo? I don't know if I'd say Rodrygo's better than Vahlt or Vahlt is better, whatnot, but I definitely say Rodrygo and Vahlt are in a similar playing field in terms of talent and skill, and I think that Rodrygo definitely fits the price tag for 100 million. Rodrygo versus Luis Diaz directly. I mean, we've all seen Bayern Munich are riding Luis Diaz's meat for some reason. I don't know why we're so in depth with talks with this guy. I mean, look at the price tag. Liverpool are easily just cooking us right now. They're cooking our board, and I think we need to just shift focus to Rodrygo as our plan A instead of Luis Diaz. Don't look at that price tag. Look at the return on investment that you're going to get with Rodrygo. I mean, look how many years you can have him at his peak. He's such a young talent compared to Luis Diaz, who's already unk. I mean, it's a no-brainer. We need to build this young squad, and that's not going to happen with Luis Diaz on the left wing. Even worse news to hear about Rodrygo is that the Premier League teams are coming knocking for Rodrygo, of course, and somehow Liverpool are the top favorites in the Prem to sign Rodrygo. It looks like there's a bunch of interest from them, even though they've signed so many other players. I don't know what financial fair play is cooking right now. They're going to sign Vahlt. I mean, they just signed Iteke and just a bunch of other players. I mean, it's just insane that they're going to even go for Rodrygo as well. Basically, Bayern Munich will be funding Liverpool's transfers. We buy Luis Diaz, give them 80 million. They're going to go and use that money to get Rodrygo. Meanwhile, Bayern Munich should directly be just signing Rodrygo instead of even looking at Luis Diaz. I mean, let's just talk about this also as well. The boards for Liverpool and Bayern. Liverpool and Bayern both got new coaches, Company and Arne Slot, around the same time, and just look at the difference in the board supporting them. I mean, Liverpool have gotten an all-star talent all around the field for Arne Slot and his philosophy and system. Company, I don't even know what he's gotten. I mean, nowhere near what Liverpool has gotten, and it's just a disgrace, and it just clearly shows the levels to this. I mean, sure, Liverpool still didn't do amazing in the Champions League, but look at the transfers they're getting this season, on top of keeping all the star players that they basically had. So it's just insane the difference in that, and I think Bayern just, there's levels to the game, and Bayern are falling behind heavily right now in world football. Really, the only transfer that we got was Olise, of course, so I had to mention that, but other than that, it still pairs in comparison to what Liverpool have gotten for Arne Slot so far this season, and Bayern board haven't came up with anything. I mean, with Real Madrid treating Rodrygo this way, he's been a plan B option ever since Mbappe got there, Vinny, whatnot. I mean, it's clear as day we need to lock in on Rodrygo. He's not favored by Xabi Alonso, maybe, and it's time to swoop in and just pounce. Lock that in. Now let's get into the next player, Xavi Simmons. I mean, this is a player that I've wanted this whole transfer window. I think it's crucial that we get him just because especially of Musiala's injury. Unlike Rodrygo, he can actually play in the midfield or out wide, so when Musiala comes back, it'll seamlessly fit in the starting 11, and I think it's just another young, talented player that we need to lock in who maybe isn't as proven as Rodrygo in the Champions League, but but is definitely a proven star in the Bundesliga and can definitely develop to something huge in Bayern Munich at Bayern Munich. However, just like Rodrygo, the Premier League teams are calling, and apparently according to reports, Xavi Simons does prefer the Premier League to playing with Bayern, which is not a new story to hear. I mean, just look at all the transfers that we've had this season fall through to the Premier League, especially with Vahlt. It's just another story, another tale of Bayern. Maybe players don't even believe really in Bayern Munich anymore, that they can win and make money and just have a successful career there anymore. I don't know. And just as of recording this video, recently the biggest news is that Chelsea and Arsenal are leading the way for him. I mean, especially Chelsea. They're both looking at him to pay around the 60 to 70 million range for him. I mean, Leipzig are getting rid of this guy for pretty cheap and undervalued, I'd say. So I think this is one player that Bayern Munich kind of has it written all over it, getting a star that's not as expensive, because we all know our board is cheap at the end of the day. So I think the Xavi Simons of Bayern has it written all over it. He's already used to the league, and I think it could just be amazing if we signed him and a left winger. And we got to bring it back to Luis Diaz, because apparently Simons is a plan B for Luis Diaz, which is, I don't even know how Luis Diaz is the plan A at this point. I mean, I guess contractual negotiations are going that well that they want him, or I don't know what they've identified in Luis Diaz. I'm not trying to hate on them that much. I know it might seem like it, but just I think Xavi Simons is definitely the clear talent that we need to get instead of even Rodrygo. For me, Xavi Simons is my number one, and I just think the fluidity of him playing in company system would be amazing to watch, and just him and Musiala linking up with Olise and Harry Kane as well, just dream come true. At the end of the day, I would just say if we can, I don't think it's going to happen, but if we could lock in Xavi Simons and Luis Diaz with the same money we were going to spend for Vahlt, I think that would be perfect for this upcoming season. Even maybe Musiala moves out to left wing when he's back and Xavi Simons solidifies that cam position. Who knows? It's just so fluid, the football that we could have. I think we need to lock this in and give up on the players that we've seen play the past 3-4 years at Bayern Munich. They're clearly not at that level anymore. And then finally, not a transfer target, but Vahlt Mod. It's another failure for the Bayern board. It looks like the talks are paused or maybe even over for the summer with Vahlt Mod. We had 2 bids get rejected from Stuttgart. Stuttgart, I believe, value him at much more than what we think. I think at least they'll start talks at 65 million, and we only offered 50 and 55 million. So yeah, the talks clearly aren't there. I think there was also some relationship issues with the boards, with Stuttgart's board, with Bayern's board. So yeah, it's just another problem similar to Vahlt. I mean, personal terms were agreed, just like Vahlt. I mean, Vahlt Mod wants to come to Bayern. He likes Bayern Munich. He sees himself here. He's one of the players that actually wants to play for us, but clearly that's not the case between the clubs, and maybe we just have to wait another year or two before we can really get Vahlt Mod. But by then, will his price increase? I don't know. I mean, I'd assume so with how the seasons he's having, or maybe flops. We'll never know. But I definitely think his price will increase by the time we actually have a chance to sign him with Stuttgart, and it's just by then other clubs will be calling, and I don't think it's going to be another tale of a player that we lose out to another club. Yeah, because it's been confirmed basically that Bayern Munich are not going for a third bid as of right now, so they're not going to push it probably until they finish this Luis Diaz saga. So it's wraps basically with Vahlt Mod and on to the next. I think it's just basically at this point just Luis Diaz, Luis Diaz, Luis Diaz, and it's not what Bayern fans want at all. And finally, a little honorable mention, maybe a little too early to it to be confirmed or anything, of course, but apparently with, you know, Joao Paulinho maybe going to Inter, maybe the relationship has started up that Bowie might leave, and that's obviously one of our right backs that company wanted to build with, I think. But since he's injury prone, since he hasn't just had a great career at Bayern Munich so far, we are looking at Dumfries, which is amazing because he's only at a 25 million release clause, and I think Dumfries, obviously we need to strengthen that right back position. We want to have Konrad Laimer play at that center mid position and not out of position anymore, even though he did a decent job there and whatnot. I think Dumfries is an amazing signing. Maybe we could get the swap deal for Joao Paulinho with Dumfries and a little bit of money, of course, but who knows what happens. I think just we're throwing that in there. Buddy's bomb, lock that in. Dumfries to Bayern Munich. We need another right back, and I think strengthening that position with Dumfries and Davies on the fullbacks would really make us a dangerous team on those flanks. And then of course we get that new left wing with Olise. Oh, the way the flanks are actually going to finally look generational again like they did during the 2010s. Lock that in. Little honorable mention, but yeah, that's basically the recent news for Bayern, the transfer updates. We just wanted to come in here, say that, give our piece about the transfers and what we think. I mean, that's our take. That's Bayern Buddies' take on the transfer news recently. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about all this transfer news and whatnot, and just who you think we should sign. I know it's been a crazy summer so far. I don't think it's going to stop here. I know there's going to be new news as soon as we drop this video. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to hear us go in depth about Luis Diaz specifically, check out our previous video right here about Luis Diaz, about the whole saga. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep on subscribing, keep liking all our videos. I love the comments, love responding and having chats with you guys about Bayern Munich. But yeah, check out our other platforms. Thank you guys so much again for the support, and peace.